got two eyes, try to see the way the world turned, what happened to me. It's not exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream.
American dream, baby. That's why everybody came here. Why our forefathers came here. Why everybody comes here now. It's that American dream, baby. That dream still lives for all of us. Lives for people around the world. We're seeing that. Yeah, there's still a dream, baby. But are we living it? That's the question, baby. Anyway, it is Thursday. I hope y'all have had a fantastic day. We are ready for another Blue Dot family meeting. And let me zip this back up here where it's supposed to be, because Donald Hamilton was the first one to jump in, followed by Michichek. Thank you, darling, so much for always being here. I so appreciate you and Bernadette. You rock this show. Jeanette Miller here. Irene Lambert. Let me see. Dorothy Tyndall is here. Trudy Baxter. Let me see. Uncle Fatty. Uncle Fatty. Hey, stop. What's that sound? Everybody? Yeah, I know that song, brother. Thank you. Bob Kay is here. Bob Larson. Nancy Halverson. Bruce Preston. Let me see. Pat Hunter is here. Thank you very much. Linda Gallup. Thank you. We should have got mail from Linda. Thank you very much, darling. Let me see. Debbie Kerpan. I think I'm getting better at it, Debbie. We'll see. Our own Bernadette Pri is in the chat. BW is with us. Mark, our Blue Dot greeter, thank you for always being there to welcome people into the room, make them feel like they're right at home. Karen Van Wyk, and I can't believe how many times I've said that right without screwing it up. And I'm just proud of myself, Karen, that's all. Chuck Lou is here. I'm sorry, buddy, can't read. Joe Perkins, man, we got some new names here. Marcia Beveridge, thank you. I hope I pronounced that right. That's the way my wife would. Anyway, Jeff Curry. I'm so impressed. There's a whole lot of new names here. Let me get on down here. We won't be able to get this show started here. Anyway, let me see. There you go. Anyway, I hope y'all have had a great day, a great Wednesday. It was a beautiful day down here in South Texas. The sun was shining all over the damn place, and I couldn't be. I had some things to do, but it was pleasurable because the sun was out and all that kind of stuff. And I hope the sun was shining on you. Anyway, before we get started, in my head, I wanted to do a rant today. The activities today did not agree with my thought process, but it's rolling around in my head, and I just want to get it out. You know, I read a story earlier, along with a lot of other ones. That's what you do when you do this shit. You read a lot, and you listen to the radio. If you're in your truck or something, you know, you're always trying to pay attention to what's going on in the world. But I read this story. Oh, Lord, I should have wrote down the name of the fellow that wrote the story. He was an investigator during the Nixon years into Watergate. And his perspective on what's going on now in our country as a whole, as the big picture goes. And let me get this out of my head. KY, Michael Johnson just came in with a $2 donation and said, having fun with my Vietnam veterans. Brother, thank you for always being here, Michael. We appreciate you, and enjoy yourself, buddy. Tap a brew. Anyway, the story was about Texas, baby, and it bothered me right there. Caught my eye. Anyway, Texas here. What about Texas? Well, it's about my governor, Greg Abbott, and what he's doing down here on the southern border, baby. Greg Abbott thinks he's the Lord and Master, the King of Texas, the whatever, potentate, whatever you would think you want to call him. He's not acting like a governor of a state in a republic. No, he's acted more like, well, this is my country, and I'll do it whatever way I want. Recently, the Supreme Court ordered the removal of the concertina wire on the border. It is not Texas's responsibility to take care of the border. It is a federal responsibility, and Greg Abbott is trying to prevent federal agents, Border Patrol, from entering certain areas down near Eagle Pass. And they are continuing to put up the wire. Even though the Supreme Court has said it has to be removed, Greg Abbott is throwing a big finger to the Supreme Court. My Attorney General of the state of Texas, Dan Patrick, Lieutenant Governor. Shit, I get them mixed up. Anyway, he was on one of the right-wing nutjob stations saying that for every inch that the federal government tries to take down, we will put back up. We will continue building that and screw the federal government. That is what Greg Abbott is doing down here. And when he signed his new little law down here, giving the state of Texas the authority to execute deportations and immigration law, that is not a responsibility of the state of Texas. That's the responsibility of the federal government. Again, my governor is throwing a big finger up there going, I don't care. The problem is that he has gotten 25 governors from red states to back him on this, to sign letters of support. Some of them want to send their state troopers, their National Guard down here. You know, it's pushing it, baby. It's pushing it. When you throw in what Greg Abbott is doing down here, what Ron DeSantis was doing over in Florida, I don't know, is he going to resume doing it, trying to take migrants and fly them somewhere? Again, I mention that because they are not trying to make things better for this country. My governor is trying to punish this country as much as it can. That's why he takes plane loads of them, drops them off, and bus loads of them, drops them off in the middle of the night in freezing temperature somewhere. Here, you deal with them. Kiss my ass. What a gracious, what a humanitarian he is, isn't he? We could do a whole lot of things on the damn border to fix this problem, but we don't have a Congress that is willing to do that. We have a Congress right now that is all too willing to fall and bend a knee to Donald Trump. Donald Trump doesn't want anything done on the border. Donald Trump wants this as an issue. He wants to point fingers and say, only I can fix this. No, we can fix this. We could fix this if we worked together. If we had a Congress that was interested in solving the people's problems, but they are not. They are interested in one thing, getting their man back in the house. And we cannot afford to do that. Not as a nation. We will not survive if Donald Trump gets back in the White House. So how come I always mention that we can't screw around, baby. This is a battle for democracy. Nobody stays in the bunker. Everybody on the line. That means you get your ass out to vote. That's what that means. That's your weapon. And it is only when it's used extensively is when we win. Even the presidency itself is really not elected by the popular vote. If it was, it would be the popular vote that elected a president, but it's not. It's the Electoral College. So we have to play that game of where these votes are. Where is the populace that likes him and doesn't like him? It pisses me off because it's not the will of the people sometimes. We have seen it time and time again. The person that got the popular vote loses the election. That's what happened when Donnie got in. He didn't win the popular vote. He won the Electoral College. It's only when our voices come out en masse, that it is an indication that the populace, the public, demands certain things of our government, and if we don't demand it, they'll try to skip by on anything they can. Doesn't matter what it is. We can't push this shit off on them. We have to do this shit. We the people, it starts out that way. But it only ends up that way when we actually do our duty, our responsibility as citizens, to get out there and do the work that's necessary. You want these things, you have to work for them. Nothing is free in this world. Death and taxes, they say. We get what we work for. And our forefathers have worked their ass off to bring us to where we are today, to give us the country that we have today. The country that people are trying to get across the border to enter. The shining light on the hill. Give us your poor huddled masses. All of us came through here through immigrants. All of us. Voluntarily or involuntarily. Unless you're Native American. We are all immigrants who looked for a better, who hoped for a better life. That generations fought for, years after decade after to get where we are today. The lives that have suffered to get us where we are today. We can be no less diligent. We can be no less faithful to the cause of this democracy than those who first fought for it, who first established it, who first held it together during a time of great separation. And we're not too far from that. When you get 25 governors signing on to say one governor can defy the federal government and use their own police force as military to obstruct federal agents from doing their job. It's ours if we fight for it. Wasn't that what Ben Franklin was asked? What do you have? A democracy, if you can keep it. A republic, if you can keep it. We're still fighting for that. Anyway, that was in my head. That's the rant I was going to do today. Because I am concerned. Just like the writer of the article, for the first time in his life, he said, he was actually concerned about the republic that we have. And Greg Abbott is testing that. So if you get an opportunity to tell Greg Abbott to kiss your ass, please do that. Anyway, Bernadette, how are you, baby? Got you.
I'm doing better than most folks, John. But you know, some days are better than other, and this is one of those other days.
Those other days, not that great, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It could have been better.
It could have been
well,
better.
You know, with the Pineapple Express out there, yeah, you know, makes for doom and gloom.
Yes, I heard about that. Heard about that on the news. Southern California is really getting bad right now, but it's coming your way.
It's better them than me.
Yeah, but it's coming your way. No, it's coming to see you too.
They need it more.
They need it more. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here. And Misha Chick.
Yes, John.
How are you today, dear?
Well, I've been thinking about a lot of things, so there's a lot of stuff floating in my head. But, you know, to sum it all up, we got to get out and vote blue, period.
Every story you run through your head. Every one you run through your head ends with that.
Yep.
You got to get your ass out to vote. That's what we need.
Our life depends on it.
I hear that there's some things that's left on the table about, what are they, like presidential primaries coming up?
There are things left on the table. Let me get to that real quick. I want to thank Memphis Applegate, who just came in with a $20 super chat donation. Memphis, thank you very much. I appreciate that tremendously. A new month starts today, baby. And I want to thank everybody for donating last month for the month of January. That is going to make this month a whole lot easier. Y'all were very kind in the month of January, so I just wholeheartedly appreciate that, the support of this family. Anyway, where was I? What was I going to say? Oh, shit.
Left on the table.
Oh, yes. Left on the table. I heard of this thing. Yes. This thing you speak of. This left on the table. And I got word today, the first episode of Left on the Table will air this Saturday. It is going to be set. I was going to hit the button to Travis. He knows what he's doing. It's going to be aired on Saturday. Y'all look for it. This first episode is fantastic. I love it. These are subjects that we talk about in the room, and they are going to be moderated. The first one is going to be moderated by Bernadette, and Miss Chick is going to be doing it. There might be other Blue Dots that might be getting involved. I might get involved occasionally. But this is your voice. This is your voices that come through. In this first one, Bernadette, you knocked it out of the park, darling.
She did.
My guest on this first episode is John, a Blue Dot in the Bluegrass.
Yes.
Absolutely. He made me look good. Thank you, John. And I give him big hand of applause because he brought the info to the table, and that's what it's all about.
That's what it was about.
Just trying to get it out to you guys. So Left on the Table on Saturday. Look for it. It's going to drop.
I'm telling you, it is going to be informative. And the subject, do you want to tell the subject right now or no?
The subject is about healthcare.
Healthcare.
You know, and that's the issue that's always left on the table. And we get into it, you know, John. Well, I'm gonna leave it for the episode.
Yes.
But you know, John knows his business. He's in the profession, and so that's why I picked him to have this conversation with.
Indeed, and it is very interesting, and I know y'all
are
gonna.
And you know, he's a Blue Dot family member. He's part of the family. So we gave John the mic, and yeah.
He's a very passionate Blue Dot member too.
Indeed,
absolutely, he's very active, and I appreciate him sitting down with me at the table, and we talk.
You know, there's certain people that I've interacted with that give me certain things. I've mentioned here lately, Bonita, really pumping it up. Yes. Do that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Do Two for Blue. Do something to help this cause. John actually is the one that put the words, and they're simple words. But it reminds me when I read those words to me, he wrote that he was reminding me that he is not voting against Donald Trump. He is voting for Joe Biden. He is not voting against something. He is voting for something. And that's what we have to remind ourselves. We are voting for something. This isn't about, it's about keeping an evil man out of our house. But it's about
John is passionate
person.
About Joe Biden, though.
Oh,
he is. And, you know, you can hear it in his voice and you can see it in his actions. That's for sure.
Because John works in the healthcare field. So he can see the result of what has happened with the ACA. Oh, yes. Obamacare. You know.
Yeah, one or the other. It's one or the other.
Yeah, it's one of those two things. I can't remember.
Love one, hate the other, you know.
Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, it's a very in-depth conversation, and I want all of you to be looking forward to that because, and this won't be the only one. This is just the first one. And to expand, we've got some other irons in the fire that Travis is trying to do for the show. So, you know, we're going to try to progress as much as we can. Let me thank Corey Barton, who just came in with a $5 donation through Super Chat. Corey, thank you very much. I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate it tremendously. Who we got down here to talk to? Well, let's just...
Well, John, first of all, we were supposed to... We got some things left on the table, and we got some upcoming presidential primaries that Miss Chick wants to tell us about.
Thank you for reminding me what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah, this is well-oiled machine here. I'm telling you.
We're working on it.
Yes, we do. We are working on it. We do have some primaries coming up, don't we?
We do.
Yes.
Saturday is the first one.
This Saturday?
Yeah. South Carolina.
Oh, the big one?
The
Everybody's
big,
got
well,
their
it's a
eye
big,
on
well,
South
it's
Carolina.
the big one 'cause
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
not
first
the big one.
Democratic one.
Right. Yeah,
So
but
there's
everybody's
that.
watching South Carolina, and we need to be watching it too.
But right behind it on Tuesday, the 6th, is Nevada.
Now, that is
That's
their
also.
primary, right? Or caucus. Are they primary caucus? Remind me. I can't remember.
I
think
it's
they have
that
both.
one's a primary. They do have caucuses, but this is
Yes.
actually a primary.
The primary, okay.
Yeah.
And this is just to put people on the ballot. Who's on the ballot? This is not the.
Right.
Yes, it is.
For the
yes,
general,
it is.
for
In
the
Nevada,
general.
it is. For the not the general election. It's for who the nominee will be.
No, this is a
please.
primary. This is a primary to get those who we want on the general in November.
Right. Right.
So.
Right. And sometimes I'm kind of losing track of it. Sometimes they are just presidential primaries. Sometimes there is other stuff.
Well, you have to be
it just
mindful
depends
of
on
the
your
other
state.
stuff too.
Well, you need to go to your state site.
There
You
go.
just type in your state.gov and you'll probably come up with it. And go in and look at the voting stuff and see what's going on, because there's local stuff on some things. Sometimes it's just presidential, but go and take a peek to find out what you're going to be voting on. There's even initiatives and different things like that in different states.
Yes.
Indeed. It's always wise to be mindful of the politics in your local area, because that's what affects you.
Yes.
In your daily life.
Saturday,
Saturday,
February 3rd is South Carolina, and next Tuesday, February 6th is Nevada. Both of them are Democratic presidential primaries, and you really, really need to check the voter ID and what the regulations are for you voting in your particular state, and that's where you go to yourstate.gov and find out what's changed, what laws have changed, what's necessary for you to get your vote in. Sometimes there's mail-in ballots, sometimes there's not. Be diligent about checking out what's required for you in your state. Things have changed, you guys.
Yep.
I
found out. I went in and checked mine the other day, and I found out that I can actually vote early this time.
Oh,
yay!
Is that new for your area?
Well, for my little area, it is in person early voting. Yay! So it's kind of new. So that's one of the things.
John Hackett, get that pipe out.
Yeah.
Buddy. Well, that's not all we have coming up.
That kind of finishes up February, and we'll wait and we'll get after March, because there's a lot in March.
There's those are only that's the elections in February. We on February 8th we're going to have the fine entertainment of listening to or hearing the oral arguments in front of the Supreme Court in the case out of Colorado, removing Donnie from the ballot.
Yes,
that
the ballot
case is going to be
Colorado.
Yes, this is going to be a very consequential. And I went to look at the amicus brief that Lutage and the others wrote to the court, and it's pretty damn amazing when you're sitting there reading this, an argument about keeping Donald off the ballot, removing him.
And most of them are Republicans.
They're Republicans.
Die-hard Republicans.
They're off the
most of them are judges. A
very
lot of them
conservative
historians. Very conservative people that are saying he's an insurrectionist and the 14th Amendment, which he is trying to use. He is also trying to use the due process clause of the 14th Amendment. In this particular case, he wasn't given due process. It's bullshit. He's the most litigious person in America and has been given more due process than anybody.
Anybody. Nobody can say this guy ain't had due process through everything. No. Even the most conservative appeal.
One clause of the 14th Amendment applies to him, then all of the 14th Amendment should apply to him.
Yeah, I think he's got problems. I think he has problems, but it depends on the court. But even that discussion, like we got into the other day, this is no guarantee that Donnie's got a free ride here. Like we said the other day, why would the court want to tie their ass to him? And if he gets back in office, that's endangering the Supreme Court's authority, which is what right now Greg Abbott is trying to do. That's the danger of this. Greg Abbott is throwing a finger to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said this is a federal responsibility, duty of the federal government, not the state of Texas, and including the new law that Greg Abbott signed down here, giving the authority of Texas law enforcement to deport people. That is not the job of Texas. It's not the job of Missouri or Iowa or anywhere else. You do not build walls between Kansas and Iowa. That's not the idea here. But anyway, I get distracted with that.
That's okay. You can digress.
Subject. I digress into that. Yeah, it pisses me off because as I read the story and read deeper into it, yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do. And with the 25 red state governors banding with him, they're essentially saying they're turning the back on this union, that they do not recognize the federal government.
But hasn't the entire Republican Party shown that they have turned their back on the United States of America, just in standing up for fuck Trump's dumbass.
Yeah, that's my lieutenant.
We have a bill in the Senate right now to fix the border.
Yeah. Hey,
we have a bill.
Yeah, we have a bill coming out of the Senate, a bipartisan.
Yes, the Republicans who wrote the bill.
Yeah.
And got in everything that they've ever fucking asked for.
I'm telling you, there seems to be a problem here. And it isn't that we can't solve problems. We can solve problems. They just don't want to. They're happy with the problems. That's the whole
We can't solve problems if they play loosey with the football and snatch it every time we go to get a kick.
Which is what they're doing right now.
We don't have a willing partner to work with in solving the problems of America.
Let me see. Let's welcome Richard into the room. Richard, welcome. How you doing?
Welcome, Richard.
Okay. How about yourself?
How you doing?
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, muted up there, bub. You might have mic problems there.
Yeah, it sounded like a...
I did not got it.
Kind of breaking up a little bit there, Richard.
You might have a bad wire in a wired mic if you have a wired mic.
Yeah, I'm just having a little hard time because I'm blind. I don't see well.
Oh, okay.
Well, welcome to the room.
Thank you very much.
We're glad to have you. Maybe we can get that audio fixed up a little. Let me see. Let's welcome Craig into the room. Craig, how you doing?
Good, and you? How you doing? How's it going down there, John?
Doing pretty well.
Hey,
had a great day down here. What? Huh?
I was, I know Bernadette has mentioned this in the past, but I was listening to Tom Hartman today on Progress Sirius XM.
And he's a great guy to listen to.
Oh, I tell you, from 12 to 3, I'm educated so much through him regarding everything. Anyway, today he mentioned that Secretary of State in, I guess, 12 or 13 red states have purged close to 1 million people from the voting rolls. Close to 1 million people. And I'm really, who notifies these folks that they're not going to be able to vote on election day?
They're not notified. They're not notified.
No. They'll find out when they go to vote.
That's the point. And that's the point. And that's why we have been trying to tell everybody all the time, check your registration. The laws are constantly changing. These Republican legislatures across these states are nefarious for dropping people and purging people off the rolls. And even if you think you're registered, you need to go out there and check your registration in your state.
You really do.
Constantly, up until the time that you go to vote. because they are
and I don't want to
constantly
imply
hurting
anything,
people.
but especially if you live in a red state. You know,
Especially.
it seems to be a, I don't know,
How
virus going around.
how does one get that message out to these million folks that have been affected? I mean, is it the local parties? Is it the state
You would hope.
Democratic and Republican? You know,
I would
Look,
hope that
the
the local
Republicans
Democratic
don't want
Party
you to
would
get.
be involved.
You
in
would think.
Yeah, you would think. But you can't
Share
rely
this
on
shit.
that. Share this
Just
shit.
share
That's
this
one
shit.
way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If you've got friends and family in red states, call them and tell them they need to check their registration.
Yeah. Yeah, Penny Hardelberg is right.
Easy.
Social media
It's
carries the
easy.
message a lot these days. My show,
You
other
go to
people's
your
show.
you go to your state's state.gov, your state's name.gov, and usually under the Secretary of State, you can check your voter registration
Right.
under there.
There are ways you can check.
And if
Yes.
you can't do it there, go to vote.gov. They will direct you to where you can go to check your voter registration.
Yeah.
And if you're not registered, you can get registered. Okay?
And that's the game.
Could the local register of voters notify people? I mean, would they know who got purged from the voting rolls?
They're not. Look, they're purging people and purposely not telling them. Don't think that they're on your side. They're not purging them and then going out and telling them, "Oh, you got purged from the rolls." They don't want you to vote. It's called voter suppression for a reason.
Yeah, that's exactly. And most of this is happening. Just damn near all of it is in red states, in states controlled by Republicans. They're trying to rewrite the laws on who can vote. They are epitomizing the old saying of the politician picking the voter. That is the game the Republicans play, and you can see it. Oh, I see it right here in Texas. It kills me down here. Are you shitting me? My district that used to be blue down here is now a red district. I have a Republican congressman who sits in his office and does squat unless somebody slaps him on the back of the head and tells him where to vote. That's the extent of his business in our government. And it is by design.
There, John.
Huh?
If you end up at your voting place and they say you're not registered, ask for a provisional
ballot.
Yeah. That means you get to fill it out, and then you'll be able to come back later to, say who you are with the proper identification and stuff.
Is that in all 50 states, though?
I don't know that question, but you can check and see if that is something you can do.
I think it. I don't want to say it is, but I think it is because it's a federal election, and you have a right to vote. And if there's some mistake at the voter at the poll when you go to vote, your registration, I think a provisional ballot is, and then they check your eligibility to vote.
I'm not sure that's true, John. It's still up to the states how they run their election. Yeah. They just have to have a presidential election.
Yeah. Each state is different with the laws.
So check the rules. Go to yourstate.gov and see what's up.
Texas.gov.
And it's way ahead of time. You could still register to vote sometimes online.
Yep.
Right.
Do that.
Yeah.
Well, I know in Connecticut it's the same day registration.
And sometimes there's that. Yep.
And yes, and in a lot of the red states they don't allow that. So it's important for you to check your status, know what form of ID you need to have, because there's multiple different forms of ID out there that's considered valid for voting. You guys check your registration. You can also go to vote.gov, federal website that will direct you to your state's website to check your voter registration, and you can also register to vote there too.
I agree with James Price. We should have automatic registration in this freaking country. You're born, you hit 18, you're allowed to vote. Your name should already be registered. You're a registered
They already got
voter.
a number for you.
You're
you should be
citizen.
Able to vote.
There you go. They already got a number on your ass. You can vote. There's no problem here. It's the problems that we create.
If you got a little bit of time, you could go out there and you could register people to vote.
You could. You can contact your local
and that would be
Democratic
doing
headquarters.
a 2 for blue.
Yeah.
Yep.
In every
Just
district,
like
there's
the incomparable Bill Jones.
I think Taylor Swift is doing a pretty good job of that.
Yes,
Well,
she is.
let's hope she gets all the Swifties on the blue side. That'll just really piss them off, huh?
Well, it's pissing them off right now. I mean,
go Taylor.
Go Taylor Swift. I swear, I saw that in the news story on that. It's just, are you shitting me? Really?
Well, you know.
That's where the right's going to go? Oh, it's conspiracy.
Yes. I mean, you know, incels gonna get upset because she won't look at them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Go back to, you know,
I
your
want to
keyboard
I would
warrior.
love to see her. You know, she's a Democrat, I think. I believe she's shown that in the past. I would just love for her to come out and endorse Joe Biden. Make that announcement. So you're going to have to pick a dog in this fight, baby. That's all there is. There's going to be a side to pick here because this isn't one of those elections that's kind of, well,
hey,
I don't know.
Because they're picking on her. Her fans will endorse Joe Biden.
They'll be even more
just
determined.
For that reason.
Yes,
absolutely.
They'll be more determined to come out. She can inspire people, and good on her. Good on her.
Yeah.
Hey, they got who's that? Ted Nugent guy? Hey, they got him. They got Ted Nugent over there.
They got Vanilla Ice.
They got Kid Rock. He can get out some 12 packs and just shoot the shit out of them. He just motivate all them maggots to get out to the polls.
Why is it all the Michigan losers? I mean, come on. Shit.
Miss your chick?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Greg Abbott. I have Greg Abbott. Does that make you feel better?
That makes me feel. You got Ted Cruz.
I win. I got Ted Cruz. I got Dan Patrick, who's going on TV saying he's going to defy the federal government. What a patriot. Tell me he's a patriot. That's bullshit. You know, it just, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but you also got Jasmine Crockett, who's a firecracker, and I like her.
Jasmine Crockett?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. You do.
I don't have it.
So there's hope, John. There's hope.
I know it. I know it. There's always hope. If we do our job, if we do our responsibility, if we carry out our responsibilities. There's no telling what this nation can do. We can take it in the places that everybody's dreamed of. It just takes a will from us. We hold our hands on the till of this ship, baby. We determine where it goes. Right now, we're losing sight of that. We're looking at TV commercials and news bullshit stories telling you that, we got to be wary of this, that, and the other. You have to be scared of your neighbor. You have to be scared if they're an immigrant. If they dress funny, look funny, whatever it is. Are you shitting me?
Well, you know what, John? Do me a favor. Take note of their message, but try not to get pissed off. Just try and take note so that you have some kind of talking point to fight against it.
Yeah. Yeah. Be knowledgeable. Be informed.
Yep.
Don't let them spread bullshit. You know, it's, yeah, stand your ground, baby. That's I play that song at the beginning of so much, American Dream. Because it starts out, I've got my house on a little piece of land here. This is mine. This is my piece of the United States. This is my America right here. I got a fence around the damn thing. I fly my flag. Proud of this
John, I got one more question.
Sure.
I guess it's a podcast called Left on the Table. It's with Bernadette and Mitch Chick. Now, this is going to be on this channel, or is it going to be on a YouTube channel?
It's going to be on, we're going to put it on YouTube. I'm going to have it on Facebook. We're going to put it on all the platforms, I believe. And I'm hoping that we're just going to be able to put it up on bluedotintexas.com on the internet.
Correct.
So you can just go straight to bluedotintexas.com.
And it's all a part of, the Blue Dot Family Live and Blue Dot in Texas. Yeah. It's all a part of the same channel.
That's it, yeah. Left on the Table is going to be another episode of this Blue Dot family of ours. We're gonna these interviews are going to be broadcast on the same place you find my rants, the live show, and anywhere else we can put it.
So to make it clear,
it's another part of the channel.
Yeah.
Is this a live broadcast, or is this a?
These are audio taped.
Yeah,
okay.
these are pre-taped interviews.
So you could be working on your car, mowing your grass, or washing your dishes, doing whatever, and just listen to the broadcast. Yeah,
this is something you can just sit in the background and listen to, and they're going to be conversations about specific topics, and like as in this case with John. John is a nurse practitioner. He provides health care for people in rural Kentucky. John has a master's degree. He's very knowledgeable in healthcare issues, and we want to bring his voice. I'll tell you what.
He runs his own clinic. He's a really nice guy.
He has his own clinic.
Really easy to talk to, and he make me look
Tim
good.
Tim Cormall guy. I saw that name go by. Tim Cormall, are you out there? I've seen his name go by in the chat. I'll tell you what, y'all would be amazed at some of John is not the only doctor we have in this family. We have others in this family. We have engineers in this family. We have a lot of professions in this family. We are a very multi-talented group. I'm telling you, it intimidates me.
And we are fired up, and we are ready to do Two for Blue, and we are trying to get the message out, because this time might be our last time to get it right.
If we don't do our job
right.
If we don't do our job right, it could be the last free election you're involved in, because things could change big time in 4 years. And Donnie Boy is the type of guy that's going to try to do that. So
that's correct.
This is our time to shine, baby. This is time for us to take control of our own destiny. We cannot leave it in the hands of Congress or anybody up there, because look what they're doing right now. We have a border deal. We have an immigration deal. And the House is saying, no, not so fast. No, you don't. We're not going to solve this yet. We're going to screw you up. So, never has it been more important for you to be using your voice. So, look,
John,
Penny Hartleman emailed Lindsey Graham. Good girl. Good.
Yes, she did. And good for her for bringing receipts. John, if I may interrupt you for a moment. Richard, I think you're having some problems with your microphone, but it's causing a lot of static. And so if you could put yourself on mute till you're ready to talk, that would be most helpful. And welcome Uncle Fatty to the room.
Uncle Fatty's here.
Hey there, Blue Dots.
What are you doing, Uncle Fatty?
I got some good news. I got some good news from up north, buddy.
We like good news. As a matter of fact, we love good. Go ahead. What's the news?
I'll tell you what, buddy. So we got our my governor here, Mr. Brad Little. He'll be sending down 2 groups of Idaho State patrollers to help you guys deal with your border crisis.
Oh, how helpful!
Oh,
well,
that's
very awesome and generous
to help you guys out. We're here for you. On an even better note, though, check this out.
What?
Our state Congress and our state senators have taken it upon themselves to try to repeal some of our state constitutional sections, it would be.
Well, those are the sections you don't need, Uncle Fatty. They know.
Well, we want to dump as much federal money into the school system as we can, right? We want a public school system that fails. We want to privatize our schools. We want vouchers. And we want everybody to be left out in the wind, right? So
skirting people.
We had a group of non-theistic Satanists draft a bill and in essence completely shut down the Republican Party as of yesterday on this whole dumping money and pulling money out of public schools and putting it into private schools. I got to give a shout out to Blue Dot Rowan Astra. She's an amazing gal. She went and supported this from the beginning and testified yesterday. Well, I guess it would have been Tuesday to state Congress to repeal the Blaine Amendment. And this is exactly what we saw around Christmas. This is exactly what Texas is going to be doing here in a couple of months. We got to flip the tables on these sons of bitches. Okay, they want to pump money into the system. They want things for their church. Well, every church gets the equal rights.
Right. Oh yeah.
And if they don't want to support a satanic church, they don't want to support a satanic school that deals specifically for our LGBTQ plus friends and family members, to our underprivileged family members, to our most core of who our state is, then they don't get it for theirs.
Yeah.
And that's how we win against these sons of bitches. We flip the tables. We for blue.
Where was that today?
I've been writing.
You've been writing? Good. Yep. That's what we want to hear. Do something.
And I'm telling you,
can write. It's all on computer nowadays. Easy.
Paper envelopes work. They really do.
Oh, yes, they do. I prefer the handwritten enough.
Absolutely.
I prefer doing, if I'm going to write a letter, I prefer to, I might do it on the computer and print it out, but I like to put it in an envelope and mail it to their ass.
Absolutely. Even if it's just even if it's only 2 words that says "fuck MAGA."
Fuck you. Yeah, fuck MAGA. I try to be a little more respectful than that. If you're going to write, let's get the message across.
Well,
yeah, there's the sentiment behind the message, but you just try to make the message as best you can. Is
exactly
what we try to do. But
what was that, Miss J?
I read something today. I thought it was Idaho, but correct me if I'm wrong. They are spanking some of their state house because they sort of went missing for 42 days because they were trying to block something, and now they can't run again. It's in one of your.
Oh,
I'm not exactly right. Yep.
I'm not familiar with it, but I am familiar with the tactic.
It was quite a few people too. It was quite a handful of people.
Yeah, it's it's the ultra maggots, you would say, and they were all up in arms last fall about having another open session that was unscheduled, so they could pump all these bills and all these amendments and repeal all these other clauses with nobody watching them. And we shut them down. So they played the coy tactic, and basically, as far as it goes, since Thanksgiving, nobody's done a damn thing in this state until last week.
Yeah, but they were missing in action for 42 consecutive days. They were elsewhere, and now they're spanked. They can't miss more than 10 days, or they can't run again the next term.
Well, when we had the big votes for Mike Johnson, and Jim Jordan and all the assholes for Speaker of the House, my constituent, my elected official, was out in the woods hunting elk. And that was part of the problem, is you're not supposed to vote by proxy in those situations. And we were, I think 3 of our reps were out in the woods.
This tactic has been used before, and I remember it being used down here in Texas by the Democrats because the Republicans have control of this state so hard. But they played by the rules. You're right. They can only be gone so long, and they have to be accessible to their constituents. And that's what it says. So, Joe from one district would come back, sneak back into town, be there. Here's videotape of me in my office or me downtown or somewhere, shit like that. And next thing you know, he's gone from the state as long as he checked in. And they played that game. And they withheld. They held. I can't remember the issue. But I remember Texas Democrats using that same tactic. But they did it. They did it legally.
I do remember that.
Yes, it was not easy to pull off either, because
they pulled off all their clerks.
The state was looking for them.
Helpers.
The Republicans were looking for them.
Yep.
Yeah, actively looking, and so they had to sneak back into their district and say, "Hey, here I am, right here." And then,
and they think they're pulling one over. They're like a bunch of freshmen trying to prank the senior class.
It ain't working too good for them.
No. Again, we see you.
Yeah, we done played these tricks before. This ain't nothing new. You're not catching us with our eyes closed.
There are a lot of ways that you can delay things in a state legislation if you play by the rules. If you play by the rules, there's plenty of legal ways to do it. But when push comes to shove, then that's what they'll try. But again, you better do it legally, or you put yourself in jeopardy of not of holding your office. So there you go.
And you
Mad
figure
Max,
if you had an
says it was
office,
the abortion issue in Texas that caused them to
I believe it was.
try not to.
I believe
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, my Rolodex is old on that one. I just
keep
remember
saying,
a lot of.
Idaho, we might get left in the wind, and we might get kind of unnoticed until it, really hits the fan. But all this stuff, I'm telling you, for the past 10 years, all this stuff goes through Idaho first, and then down into the South. And we don't get credit for coming up with these good tactics.
You don't get as much credit for having the biggest group of white nationalists in the nation up there.
That's right.
Yeah,
you want to see some swastika flags flying, just come on up here.
You think at some point, I don't know how else to say it, but just the word patriotism, the love of country, the love of this nation and how it was formed and who's here, that people would come together and see the assault that we have on our democracy right now. Huh?
You know it.
Yes, it's a full-out assault on our democracy, our own republic. Again, falling back on what Greg Abbott's doing right here in Texas, he is trying to motivate other states to stand with him against the federal government. That's what happened during the Civil War. That's what brought us the 14th Amendment, Section 3. Was people who were trying to. It was South Carolina, who refused to recognize Lincoln as the president. You're not going to do any federal shit. We're not doing your shit down here in South Carolina. Oh, yes, you will. Yes, you will. And so that's what they're attempting to do right now. And what does that look like? Trying to divide this country, trying to trample on the very basic foundations of what we were born upon.
It looks like fuck Trump because he's been doing it for the last 7-8 years.
That's exactly what it is, Bernadette. It is. It is. Well, it goes back farther than Trump. The first seeds, I believe, on turning us towards fascism, towards corporations, was
He's the
Reagan.
one that has used it most effectively.
He has weaponized it. He has weaponized it.
Because he's a media man and he's in an entertainment field, he knows how to use these platforms very effectively.
And that's what he does all the time. That's how come he doesn't care if it's bad news about him. It's news about him. He's in the news.
Yes, exactly.
It's all that matters.
Good news, bad news, it doesn't matter so long as you're in the news. Let me pause here for a minute. I'm fixing to expand the room, but as I do, I want to remind everybody not to step on each other. It's an open room for everybody to speak, but one at a time. So we're going to invite R.W. King and Ed Beatty up here, and we have a couple more here in just a second because I see some other hands up down there. But we'll get Ed and Ed, are you with us? There he is. You're muted up, buddy.
John, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, Ed. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I didn't know it was my microphone the other end was going off. But anyway,
No, it wasn't.
I didn't know. Bernadette, I know this might get you started, but I don't know if you heard this in the news. A pro-MAGA man killed his father and beheaded his head, held his beheaded.
Yeah.
And believe me, he said a lot of anti-Biden stuff, and believe me,
he did a political rant.
This is a lot of
what he did.
This is a lot of extremities and everything, and apparently this will get Bernadette started. You don't want to get her started, believe me. I have to sit by and enjoy popcorn to listen to her rant.
You're going to pull the pin on this. On that note, Bernadette, just a little side story here. I went to the post office today.
Oh,
yes.
And?
Yes. Okay. And so the guy behind the counter, I know that guy. He's been a postman there a long time. He knows about the show and everything. Anyway, who I'm mailing it to, I'm mailing you something. And I was talking about both you and Mishachik being the co-hosts of the show and what really make us really stand out up here, in my opinion. But I was telling him about my you. Bernadette is a verb. I was telling him I had this
Yeah.
idea for a T-shirt, and
Yeah,
it's gonna be like a hand grenade with Bernadette on it, and a slogan that says "Don't make me pull the pin on this."
I tell you what. I tell you what.
He was pretty impressed. He got a good chuckle out of that. We're going to
funny.
work with that. We want to turn Bernadette into a verb because Bernadette will just start that engine. Go ahead. Stand.
Y'all
sure
don't get me
Rosa-
started today. I cannot do it today, okay?
It does. Bernadette, you're not lying there, baby. It does. It takes passion, takes a little something out of you every time you do it. Because you're speaking from your heart. And when you are, that's when your own passion comes through with your beliefs, your feelings. Everything comes through at one time. And believe me, that can be extremely exhausting when you stop.
Yep.
Because right when you stop
That's
is
why
when
we
all
like
that
having you in the
avalanche
room,
behind
Bernadette.
you catches up with you. And so, yeah.
Fast fatigue is real, buddy. Fast fatigue is real. You got to take an hour
It
every
is.
night for yourself.
Yeah.
You got to take that me time. You got to decompress. You got to get this mega shit out of your head.
That's what they tell me. I'm
and
working
start
on it.
refreshing in the next day.
I'm working on it.
Well, Bluegrass John has got me working on a poster for you guys. It's Greg Abbott sitting in a military style wheelchair, flying the Russian flag. That one's just about done. But then I'll be working on this Bernadette grenade idea. That's the best thing I've heard probably since this month.
Don't
I was
make
going
me
to go
pull
for
the
a
pin on
Nazi
this.
flag for Greg Abbott.
Nah, Russian flag, yeah. AI doesn't like the swastika at all.
That's another whole subject, another whole rant there. If you throw in, start talking about how all of a sudden the GOP is all friendly with Russia. Yeah, they're not so much on this freedom and liberty
John,
over in Ukraine.
I don't think anything sudden about it.
Well, no, but it sure has gained a lot of momentum lately, and it's actually making an impact.
Yeah,
because Ukraine is desperate right now for ammunition that we have. It's not like we're sending dollars, baby.
Let's not forget when Fuck 45 was in office, how many Republican senators visited Russia on his behalf, perhaps carrying all kinds of papers. I don't know. There's still that big ass fucking binder that's missing.
I swear, I can't quote the year right now. It was early in Trump's presidency when Lindsey Graham made a trip over to Russia. It was on the 4th of July weekend, and that man came back a changed man. Came back a changed man, and only now occasionally he stands up to Trump and says something. Other than that, he's willing to toe the line for him. And it's disgusting to see how many Republicans are willing to throw their ass, their integrity, everything out the freaking window. Their own religious beliefs out the window for him. For a false idol, for a fake king. I don't know. It's frustrating. For people who really truly love this country and believe in the ideals of what we believe in. It's disappointing.
You have to ask yourself, did they love this country that much to so easily give it up like that?
It seems to. They seem to want to move from democracy to something else. From the will of the people to the will of the government.
If you got love for this country, you don't give it up that easy, John. That's all I'm saying.
You don't. No, baby. I took an oath. That oath don't go away. You might not be active duty, but you're still on duty. That's the way I look at my service. I'm not done. The only weapon I have now is my voice, my own passion. That's all I got to give now. So we give what we can.
You know, every one of those members of Congress also take an oath to uphold the Constitution of this country.
They do indeed. To uphold and defend.
Yes.
I don't see them defending very much.
I don't see them defending it at all.
Attacking it, trying to diminish it. Well, except for a couple of them articles they really love. You know, that number 2 is number 1. So, you know.
Well, they sure love that strong man, don't they? But what they don't realize is the strong man is actually going to come back and use everything that they do against us. You know, Trump doesn't realize he's a frickin' pawn. These guys are just salivating, waiting for him to get back in office.
They're waiting for him to get back in office. You're right. So they could use him. They could use him to bend the laws, to make it more favorable for whatever big corporation is paying their ass.
Especially when he's a broke ass nothing and he needs money, and they can throw him a couple million and he'll do anything that they want.
Lord have mercy, he'll play plenty of money. Are you shitting me? Like he's at the freaking treasury printing it out himself, which I wouldn't doubt if he.
We can't have another pandemic, John. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, well, if we could be selective with it, but unfortunately, that's what.
Well, they got him nailed to the wall. You know, Ron Philip Bukowski over there at Midas has got all these financial records that they've been digging through on him, using his campaign finances to pay off these lawyers. And we got the retired judge lady that's doing the backup, you know, on his financials. He is going to be so screwed here within the next few months. And the maggots are getting itchy. You know, they're getting froggy. They're getting ready to jump. And, you know, we just got to stand firm. We got to use our words.
Right now, everybody's holding their breath, waiting on Judge Engoron to come out with the decision on how much he's going to have to pay in that fraud trial. You know, Letitia James up there, if I'm not mistaken, that's her name, asking for $370 million.
Yep. And the fat bastard comes out yesterday and says to the reporter something about, I don't believe that those charges even exist. I don't believe that even happened. Well, you know what?
Oh, they happened.
They happened. Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah, they happened. Let me thank Keith Thompson, who just came in with a $5 donation and said, Trump has made America his apprentice. Lord, it looks that way, Keith, but we got to stop that shit. I don't want to be an apprentice for a thief, a crook, a liar, a cheat, a draft dodger. Thank you, Marine. Thank you very much. Hoorah, Keith.
Hoorah.
Hoorah. That's what the Marines say. That's right. I know. My brother was a Marine. I know. Always had to play this.
Ed just hit the nail on the head there. You know, that kid up in Pennsylvania decapitated his father with a machete, held the man's head up on video while he read out his 14-minute-long manifesto live on the air, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, you know. And these are the folks that are just so inherently ingrained and indoctrinated with this hypno-programming, brainwashing bullshit.
You find it on right-wing media, everything from Fox to OAN, all that the right-wing crap that you can find over there. Yes, you know, they are constantly putting it out there that the enemy of this country is your government, is your president. That's who the enemy of this country is your neighbor, your family indeed. And where else have you seen that? Where else have you seen that? When politicians were willing to take their populace to that degree, that you would challenge your own family.
Iran? Yeah, something about the Taliban.
You know.
Yeah, something about Hamas.
Also had ISIS.
Oh, yeah.
You can look right here in this country, baby. That's back there pre-Civil War, before the first guns were fought, before the first battle. Things that led up to that. You know, it was the southern states saying we don't recognize. What's that?
I mean, the conflict between the Israelis and the Palestinians. Why can they not share the land? I know it sounds naive or out of the question, but it's just, even if you have good Palestinians that don't want to fight, still you want them to share the land with the Israeli Jews. I mean,
this is the paradox that we're in now.
That's just,
Ed,
it's a thought.
You know, Marsha and I were talking earlier. You know, I'm 71 years old now. I'm sorry, I'm 50 years past my 21st birthday, but anyway.
You don't look a day young, John.
I don't, and I don't feel it anyway. I'll get up, kick anybody's ass, says I do anyway. We look back on a lot of history. All my life, I've heard of one thing. A two-state solution. All my freaking life, that's been the mantra. It's a two-state solution. It's a two-state solution. That's the only thing that's going to work. Has it worked? No. Have we seen it? No. No. And what kills me is what we're having trouble with right now is the fact that the Biden administration is having to stand up and say, hey, you know, this incursion into the West Bank with Israeli settlements. These are aggressive areas in this battle. People shooting at each other. You know, I can't wrap my hand. Okay, Israel has a right to exist. We all understand that part. But they want to expand and take West Bank. Both sides really want from the river to the sea. And there's a problem because it's not going to happen. And we keep hearing this two-state solution, two-state solution. We've been listening to that all our life.
So true.
And we that's what it was supposed to be, the West Bank and Gaza and Israel. But then if you go right now, go Google the West Bank Israeli settlements and go to the little map that has the little pinpoints on them. Damn, are you shitting me? Really? That's when you have to go, wait a minute. They got a point. There is no Palestine. There was a Palestine. We all can go to the map and look at it. There was a Palestine. Israel has a right to exist. That land has been fought over millennia, since the writing of the Bible.
4,000 years.
Yes.
4,000 years, buddy.
You're not going to solve this shit within the heart. You know, you've got to have something equitable for both sides. And Israel has its boundaries. But if you go look right now, like I said, go look at the map of the West Bank for Israeli settlements, boy, howdy shit. They're everywhere. They're taking that land. So it inflames the Palestinian people. And then we get what we have in Gaza right now, which is a shit show right now. There's no winning there anymore. Everybody's losing. Everybody's losing. I don't think there's a fucking building left in Gaza that's still standing.
Did you guys happen to catch the phone call that President Joe Biden made to the gal here a couple days ago? That was one of the people that lost their life at one of the soldiers that that got hit over there in Jordan. I mean, talk about a powerful.
One of them was from Savannah, Fatty. One of them was from Savannah, Georgia. In my home.
Yep, dude. I mean, this is why America has been so great, and why America has been the shining example for the rest of the world. Is we do not indoctrinate our children to hate somebody because of their religion from the time that they can literally walk and talk. You know, and what's going on in the Middle East has been happening forever. As soon as those kids can walk and talk, it's death to America and death to the other side. And you know, we're at a point right now where the entire world, you know, is literally watching to see what happens here, and everybody's on pins and needles, you know, and it's going to be so hard. What are we at? 280.
It is a dangerous world
days?
Today,
man.
With everything that's going on right now around the world, with the Suez Canal over there, and the Red Sea. With the attacks going on over it's a dangerous place to be, baby, on this planet.
It's the most dangerous time that's ever been, you know, is what the scholars are saying. And this is going to be the time. This is going to be the shit that our grandparents
when you go digging it.
Tell us about.
Yes.
You know, that we had to stand up.
Who was just in front of Congress the other day? Director of our intelligence.
Yeah, the one guy.
Yeah, that one guy. My Rolodex. I'm sorry, Christopher. Yes, Christopher Wray in front of Congress the other day, talking about the threats against this nation. Talking about how China has the ability to possibly shut down our infrastructure, your water, your electricity, your communications, everything. This is not. We're not talking about a world.
They're trying to attack us on a daily basis.
Yes.
This is not a one-time thing. This is a constant thing.
No, they've done this before.
Yes.
They picked out certain parts of our infrastructure, water, electrical things, and shut them down. And if they can do that on a mass, war is not looking like the same thing it used to look like, baby. The battle could come right over the internet. You know,
they don't have to do it on a mass level, John. They could just do it on small levels and create the mass confusion, because
if they hit Texas and take out the whole fucking grid.
We don't know how to survive without the convenience of
what science has provided: your cell phone, your electricity, everything that you rely on a daily basis, your grocery store, everything, the supply chain, everything would break down.
I still got supplies left from Y2K, so I'm all right.
Well, you're all right for a while until that shit runs out.
But
I
for
remember.
real, though,
I
man,
remember.
for real.
No, we had MREs for a long time, but really we had them because when I had gone to New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina to work there for a while, that's what you lived on. There was nothing open, no stores, no restaurants, no nothing. You got MREs from the National Guard down there that would hand them out in cases.
All because of the levees fell apart because Bush was spending trillions of dollars over in Iraq, causing the infrastructure to fall apart.
Defense, baby. Yeah.
That was after Bill Clinton had a zero debt on our national debt.
I'll tell you what, it was the move that W took from Afghanistan and moved us into Iraq. That was when I started using my voice, calling in radio stations saying, no, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. There is no weapons of mass destruction. We would have fucking known. Our intelligence would have known. You wouldn't have Colin Powell sitting up there with a little, this is it. They're going to kill. No, there was none of that shit. And they knew it. And they turned that into a contractors' war. And that's what really just killed me. This war was a war for profit. And look what it did. The history just since then, right after 9/11, when we went into Afghanistan, we were chasing the Taliban. That's what they were. I mean, not the Taliban, the
Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda. That's where they were. We know where they were, bombing the shits out of the mountains, but they were bedded in the mountains. We ended up getting him in Pakistan.
Here's the thing, John. Here's the thing, John. Bin Laden was living in a comfortable bungalow in Abbottabad, Pakistan.
Yep. But look what it brought us. Look everything that we went through in Iraq, moved into Syria, that we're still dealing with today. The whole ball of wax from W's decision has damn near brought us everything that we have got right now. Donnie just came in and started pumping it, baby. And I remind everybody, when Donald Trump walked out of the office, he was kicking everybody over in Afghanistan in the shins. He pulled out a lot of stuff, left the equipment laying on the ground, baby. Well, Joe Biden turned over a lot of... No, that was Trump. He's the one that let all the fucking Taliban out of prison right before he handed it over to Joe.
And invited him up to camp.
Because he wanted to create as much damage as he could for him. And that's the game Trump plays. That's what he's playing right now with the immigration issue. He's telling the Republicans, don't make the deal. Don't make the deal. Make them suffer. I want this issue. I want to be able to scream about this issue. It's the same fucking game. All right? It's the same fucking game. And I'm tired of those kind of games. It hurts our country. It hurts.
Well, it's us versus them. And we, it's been said, that when they go low, we hold our ground. But this is the time when we have to go lower. And we have to call them out on all the
They go low. They're low enough. Kick them in the balls. Hold them out for who they are. As a matter of fact, these Republicans right now, you can count them, especially down in the House. You can count them in the Senate too, but the House right now, the Speaker of the House is telling the Senate, no, we will not take your bipartisan immigration deal. I know it's all good for the Republicans, but fuck you. We want to bow and kiss the ring of Donald Trump. That's what the Republicans are saying right now. Because when the country is screaming for something to be done on that border. They want something done on the border. It's in the damn news every damn day. Let's do something. We got a deal. We got a plan here. Let's do this. No, we can't do that because that would fix it. And they don't want it fixed. Donald Trump doesn't want the border fixed. And if Donald Trump doesn't want it fixed, the Republican Party is not going to do it. So there you are. That's where we are right now.
First rule is you don't fix the pile of shit that you started, right?
Yeah. You don't cover up the shit pile that you just made.
Hell no.
It's like they're proud of it. And like I say, they haven't done shit. They've had power. They've had the House. They haven't produced any legislation out of there. It's all been outrage over this, that, or the other. Hunter Biden or Mayorkas or something. We're going to impeach somebody or going to demand something from somebody.
Outrage.
They're not getting anything. Outrage. That's all it is. Fake outrage. That's right, baby. Blue fucking.
It all started when we voted for the first black president.
That's
still, they haven't learned
that
from
kicked
history.
that brought the cockroaches out from underneath their rocks. Was the election of Obama. The election, how dare this country actually stand up for the ideals we profess to have and elect a black man to prove to this nation that, yes, it is possible. And yes, guess what? He did a hell of a good job, got reelected. Boy, howdy shit, that pissed him off. So, yeah, they came out of their rocks and they found a king. They found a leader, a cockroach leader. And they found him in Trump. Because he's willing to get down.
I like to call.
To me, the handwriting is on the wall. The Bible warns of an antichrist coming. Well, Jesus, right there. You know, it's kind of evident to me a false prophet. A man that the masses will idolize. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they've done to him, idolize him.
I'm not too big on that book anymore, but it does say that there'll be times of tribulation, and there'll be times that we have to make choices, and there'll be times that we're presented with clear options.
Yes.
And we have to make that difficult decision, and we have to stand firm in what's right and what's good.
That what's right and what's good. I like those two ideas. My problem always has been with the religious book. My problem is no matter what you love or what you hate, you can find it in there. You can find a reason to hate somebody. You can find a reason to love somebody in that book. It's how you.
And I can high five a Satanist for helping us take down the frickin' GOP in Idaho.
Where was it they put up the statue with the horns? Y'all see that in the
Minnesota?
news? Was it Minnesota?
Horns?
Yeah,
that was a test. A test that you say, okay, religious rights, will you put up a statue of Jesus? These people put up a statue of a horned god. It has a name.
That was at the Transportation Museum, yeah. And then there was the ones where they did the upside down Christmas trees.
No, they don't like that shit.
The got all pissed off about that. No. But we got to fight fire with fire, and it's going to be a rough 281 days, guys.
If we're not careful, it's going to be a rough 200 next years.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah. Because that's what we're looking at here. We either save this democracy this time around in 2024, or we're going to start seeing a shift, and you won't recognize this country in decades to come. You'll wonder. You'll be told basically, citizen, shut up and drink your vodka.
Well, this is our chance, John.
This is
to stand up and do something. It starts with voting, but there are other things that people can do, just like our friend Benita says.
That's right.
Do two for blue.
Do two things this month, this week. I like week.
This week.
Let's do two things.
Write a letter, sign a petition, call Congress, let them know you're watching them.
Talk to a friend.
Yep.
Do a two for blue. Donate $2 to a candidate. And again, we stress a lot of times, if you're comfortable in a blue state, blue district, and you're going good, great. Think about these races that are going on, that people need your help.
Yep. Donate to your next door neighbor state, or maybe your next county over, or anywhere.
Yeah. And if you're comfortable wherever you are, great. If not, do the work. Do the work.
Go to a city council meeting. Go to a city council meeting. And even if you're not going to stand up and raise your voice, at least, wear a blue shirt, something.
I tried that years ago. I wish I would have had a camera back then because I got thrown out. I went to a city council meeting. They were discussing the issue nowadays. I can't even remember what the hell it was. Anyway, they were fixing to close, and they hadn't even broached the main idea of whatever the fuck it was. Anyway, I stood up and said something, and they tried to gavel me down, and I said, no, that's bullshit. And the minute the word bullshit came out of my mouth, well, there's John getting escated out. That's okay, anyway.
The county commissioners don't like to see me coming in the door.
I bet not. Oh, hell, there's that guy. But there are a lot of things that we could do. Oh, look at there, Iris, thank you. Put it up there in red. so I could see it.
Credits.
I did not even notice the time had flown so fast.
277 days, 6 hours, and 38 minutes.
But who's counting?
That's the
huh?
who's counting? Who's counting? It's only our democracy, our own way of life that's on the line here. So, you know.
Staying
like
forward.
we said before, you know, our grandparents fought for the rights that the SCOTUS just took away from our daughters.
Yeah. You know, oh Lord, the conversation has been going so well, and I see that there are a lot of hands up and down here.
Well, I'm going to bounce back, bring some folks up here, get those words out, get out to the blue.com, get yourself a hat, get yourself a t-shirt, get yourself a coffee mug. Sign up for the Patreon.
That's a good idea. Travis would appreciate it if you did that, believe me.
Absolutely.
Anyway, yeah, go by and buy your t-shirt. Look for the one that has a hand grenade with Bernadette's name on it. Don't make me pull the name. Don't make me pull the pin on this. Anyway, let's get a few in here right now. Let me start with Adam. Adam, are you in here? Adam? All right.
Hello,
Joe.
John?
Joe. There's Joe.
There I am. I don't know how come I got muted. I want to get up on my soapbox just for a second.
Get on your soapbox for a second, buddy. Go ahead.
Okay. I am so mad. All I can see is red. I'm having eye troubles. Now we have idiots coming from up north in a caravan to the border to start their crap. I'm sick and tired of hearing idiots like that. I am not going to welcome them if they come into my neighborhood.
No.
I am done with their little stupidity.
Oh, did you see on the comical side of it? You know, the organization they're talking about is I don't know, some God's Army or something like that. They're coming down to the border to help protect the border. Any American getting a convoy, and they were expecting about 70,000 people. They got about, I don't know, 15 100? Trucks. Not even that. Not even 100. No, we're talking. They show the big bus up front, and then behind it, there's probably maybe 20 vehicles. Maybe 20.
But you know, did you see the guy they interviewed? The guy they interviewed had a vest on it, and he was a ex-Marine. That is treason to the word.
You know, that I've mentioned before. It's sad. Everybody has a right for their own political persuasion in this country. They can back whoever they want, and that includes a lot of veterans. But it does pain my heart every time I see a veteran supporting that asshole, the draft-dodging coward that he was and still is.
If there was any kind of common sense to it, any reason, positive reason to follow him.
We all joke about the bone spurs. That's what he got a deferment for bone spurs. While he was playing tennis, while he was playing baseball, while he was doing everything else he wanted to do, you just couldn't go to Vietnam. That was the problem there. And his daddy had money. Oh, yeah, that part. Yeah, kiss my ass. Corey Barton just came in with a $5 donation and said, Ruth Ben Gift wrote the book Strong Man. She's an expert on fascism and authoritarian. She did an interview with Reed Galen from the Lincoln Project. Oh, outstanding. If you have not seen some of the work of the Lincoln Project, you need to see that shit. And again, that's Republicans. That's conservatives speaking out. Let me see. I want to get everything done here. Adam didn't make it. Oh shit. John's having trouble with his buttons. I have John. How are you?
Hello.
Good. I'm using a new microphone.
Oh, there you
go.
Hello.
Is there anybody out there?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. I don't know what happened. I went on. I was talking away, and there was nobody there. So I turned it off.
We were ignoring you. Again. That's all. We were ignoring you.
I heard you. I heard you say, "Hey, let's welcome in Adam," and I was like, "What?" So
Adam's not here.
Adam's not here, man. Hey, I'd just like to kind of say I was just kind of watching a little bit of the TV, and somebody said that the Republicans are at a 10-year low of fundraising.
They are.
There you
10-year low of fundraising for the Republicans, because now half of them don't even want to give to them because it's all going to Trump's legal issues.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
You have to be careful with that, though, because there is some money that hasn't actually been released in a few of these PAC things. They're holding it. They're holding that.
Sure. Until they,
for
make sure it doesn't go to him.
Well, that too, yeah.
There's a lot of big. Donnie has a lot of big donors, but he doesn't have all of them.
No.
There are a lot of big conservative donors that will not go donate to him, that will not give him money.
Last in 10 years, ever since he put his name in the ballot, Yeah. What a butt wipe. Yeah. Tell you what, this guy is something else. I'm just so sick of him. All I got to do is just keep on, keep smiling. I know it's going to work out for us.
Put a smile on your face.
Two 50-degree days in Minnesota to end out January. I mean, this is unheard of. We've only had 7 inches of snow all year.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Well,
and nobody's saying any. The global warming. I'll tell you flat out right now, it's happening.
Oh man!
Buddy. I mean, everybody knows it's already in this group, but I mean, it is happening so bad it's not even funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're 5 feet short. We got about 30% of the water that we need in our snowpack right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that snowpack it provides a lot of water, fresh water for people to drink.
Totally.
Yes. Yeah. So it's going to impact.
Totally.
Anyway, Adam, thank you for coming in. Let me get John in
here. You bet.
Hold on, brother. Don't go nowhere. John, are you in here?
Oh, I ain't going nowhere.
All right. John.
Can you hear me,
Oh, you're
John?
lighting up, but we can't hear you, John.
Can't hear you, John. Yep, you're lighting up.
Check and see if your volume is up.
A little.
Let me see. Craig,
I can't wait to see this.
Craig's been in here.
There you go.
We can hear you now.
John. How you doing, brother?
Hey guys, sorry about that. I'm doing good. I've been using a new microphone, and but Chuck Grassley about that bill that the House passed there on the child tax credit. He sets up in the Senate. Yeah, he said passing a tax bill that makes the president look good, mailing out checks before the election, means he could get reelected. So they're liable to buck on that. So that's kind of funny. So each chamber is held.
Can't make the other guy look too good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wouldn't want to do it.
Bunch of bullshit.
For the sake of all Americans.
Well, John, let me tell you, buddy, I because it's the Blue Dot thing, I listened to the podcast that's going to be put out on Saturday. And my compliments, brother. You did an outstanding job. Very knowledgeable, and very. Anybody can understand the issues that y'all are talking about because it's just so plainly put out there. But they're important issues that we all face.
Absolutely. I was just honored to be a part of it, and I'll gladly do it again anytime. It was really fun.
Well, that's going to be our premier issue of Left on the Table. So I really appreciate you participating in that. And it was quite an in-depth. I am too, but that was a pretty in-depth conversation. And my compliments to both you and Bernadette, who pulled it off very professionally. So yeah, it's a conversation worth listening to, and you'll be brought into it. You'll be talking to yourself with, yeah, that's right, or you know how that comes.
Throwing a shoe at the TV.
Yeah, one or the other. Ah, damn it,
one or the other.
That guy again. Anyway, John, I just wanted to make sure we got you in the room. You had your hand up there, and I'm trying to get everybody that does have their hand up to get in here and say hello. But we still got, what, 2 minutes?
We still have RVW over there in the corner.
RVW.
Yeah, we've got
RV. Did you get in here?
The dangerous one also down there. So
yeah, I know. I see that. Watch it.
Yeah.
I got them all green right now. Jorge Tirebiter, are you in here?
Yes, sir, I am.
Ah, shit, he got in
you
anyway.
know what? I got stuff.
What?
Okay.
You got stuff?
One.
What?
Number one.
Yeah.
This whole Alan Weisselberg thing. Okay. You catch that today?
No.
Okay, he's dealing with Jack Smith to plead guilty to perjury over his testimony against Donnie Boy.
Oh shit!
He rolled over.
Jack Smith got him by he's got him by the yang. He don't want to go to jail no more. A lot of them. Okay,
they're all going to get the Wemos in a vice.
Hallelujah. So that's number one. Number two. All it told Israel and Gaza and the West Bank cover about 7,600 square miles, right? That's about twice the size of Los Angeles County.
Yeah, it's not a very big area. We're not talking about a lot of land here.
So you got to understand the scale of what we're talking about here and what they're willing to do over this amount of land.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Dan Patrick can lick my ass. Okay.
Yes, not on the right, not on the left. No. We're talking right in the group.
Right down the fucking middle. Okay.
Yes.
I love you guys.
He went on damn TV over there talking about screw the American government. No, screw you, buddy.
Okay. I'm done, but I want y'all to know that. Okay. I love y'all.
We love you. We love you back.
That was good.
Let me send out a couple of thank yous to Athea Armstrong, who came in with a $5 donation. Athea, thank you. And Adam, our own Cheese and Chonger. Adam here came in with a $5 donation and said the say that, Adam. Never mind. The retractors are going down the tube.
The retacticans.
The retacticans are going down the tube so fast that we will soon begin to see in even mainstream media. Keep smiling, folks. The sky is always blue, even though if you can't see it, it's blue up there somewhere. And Adam, that's what I like about you, brother. You keep a smile on your face, and you give that shit away. That's what I try to do all the time. I'll make you smile one way or another.
Can you hear me,
John? Yes, sir. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Excellent. You know what? I've been watching your videos for quite a while, and I am just very happy to be able to join you. I'm sitting here in Maui, out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, kiss my butt. You just wanted to call in here and brag, didn't you? Just want to come in here and make the rest of us feel bad.
No, well, it's actually raining.
I've been there, brother. Is it?
We need the rain, yeah.
But it was a pretty rain. It was a fucking pretty rain. I've been there, even when it rains, it's pretty.
Hey, listen, my friend, I just want to let you know, just kind of drifting off the subject for a moment, but I'll bring it back. I sent you a direct message because I'm going to be in your neck of the woods here during the total solar eclipse. I got an RV that I'm renting out of Lulling. Oh, yeah. And I'd love to hook up with you, my friend. I would love to sit down and a cup of coffee because I think we have a lot of common interests. So
I
don't know if that'll work out.
Keep sending messages. Eventually, I find them.
You got a pin right there, right? Just write my number down so you got it, okay? I'm going to give it to you right now, and everybody else.
On the air? You sure you want to do that?
Yeah, sure. Why not? What the hell? I mean, not the venture, not the gain. But anyway, my number is 808-280-0100.
I don't have a pen. But that's the neat thing about videotape. Oh, wait. I found a pen.
You know what? I don't know how to turn the video on. I just only got the voice chat here. So,
right.
But anyway,
the video on it.
I could go back and listen. My man, I got a wire on my
but
microphone that's messing
I mean,
up.
I don't know if you had a pin handy.
No, go ahead. I got it now. Go ahead.
Okay, 808.
Oh shit. Oh, come on. Right.
Now it doesn't work.
808.
Yeah, 280. 0100.
0100. And
that's me.
That is the dangerous
one. Yeah, I got
the dangerous one.
Yeah, that's my air name. I'm a disc jockey. I've been doing radio for almost 50 years, my friend.
Outstanding.
Yes, sir. As you look at my little icon there, I'm kind of I'm not invisible radio host. So there you go.
Looks like you have COVID.
I have COVID. One. No, I'm an anonymous kind of guy. But anyway, John, I hope that we could hook up because, since I'm going to be
the eclipse is coming.
Days,
yes.
Yeah.
I'm
April
tickled
8th,
to death. I think the last time I was in a total eclipse, I was in Louisiana and near New Orleans, and that was in, I can't remember, late 70s, early 80s.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't catch this one right there in your backyard, you're going to have to wait till 2045.
Yeah,
so
that's a long time before we get another one. So,
that's right.
I distinctly remember the first one I went through. It was surreal.
It is surreal. I went to the one in 2017, and I was standing on the exact spot. I geolocated the exact spot because I work for NASA out here in Maui, and I mean, I was standing on the exact spot of longest duration in southeastern Illinois in 2017 on August 21st. And since I saw with my own eyes, I mean, I am a junkie now. And, I will not miss this one. So, we got an RV that we're renting and we're flying in. So we'll be there. And I hope that we can talk between, now and then. You actually give me a shout and we could text each other back and forth, whatever. But I want to definitely keep in touch with.
Are you familiar with the Blue Room?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the Blue Room.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, you're in the live room.
Well, you're in the live room right now. That's different than the Blue Room.
Yeah. Well, I watch your videos on YouTube all the time. Those short little vignettes you do, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Dude, they hit the nail on the head every time.
Well,
I have sent your
that.
videos out. Yeah, I've sent your videos out to tons of people because, you're a wise man with a lot to say. And, your message needs to get out.
I got an opinion. That's my problem. I have an opinion. And I'm getting
too
fucking old to keep. I'm too old to keep it in anymore. When in the hell am I going to tell anybody?
Well, I do want to draw the conversation back now that we got the frivolities out, and that I'm going to be in your neck of the woods. But it's interesting. I heard just a little while ago people talking about what's going on in the Middle East, and if we don't keep our pulse on what's happening, I'll tell you, I heard some people say, about the good book, blah, blah, blah. I don't really respect it anymore. But, the part that we got to respect is what Jesus said. I mean, if you think about it, what he came out of his mouth, as long as you pay attention to that, he gave us 2 commandments. To love God, above all, and love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Neighbor
he said, if you do
yourself.
if you do those 2 things, you'll surely inherit the kingdom of God. Yeah,
you're good to go.
And I mean, he came
God
as a
can be whatever you want it to be.
The problem seems to be the treating thy neighbor as you would yourself. That's the
right. That is the biggest problem. And
treating the earth the good, being good to the earth.
Well, the problem is everybody's so self-centered that they just think about themselves, and we've lost compassion and empathy for one another. And yet Jesus came, he walked and talked and showed us how we should act towards one another. I mean, he hung out
if they stayed with that perspective, that everything would be great all over the world. Lord.
Well, I'm starting to wonder. I've always said Donald Trump I believe that, in some ways he is a false prophet. And I mean,
I believe that. And right now, oh Lord, we're going to get into a conversation here. You need to come back.
Okay.
Because that conversation, I'm ready for that conversation.
I just want you to know, I live in Burnett, Texas, which is like in the 0 zone, of the eclipse.
Right.
It's going to be 100,000 people come to our little town. But if you want to show up and camp in my driveway, it's okay.
There
well,
you
actually,
go.
I'm going down by radar base, so I'm going to be right about a half a mile north of the border. I don't want to be on the Rio Grande where all the National Guard and all the Border Patrol is, but we're going to be just.
Oh no, I'm in the Central Texas.
Yeah, he's in Central
Texas. Right. Well, I plan
on. I'm right dead zero in Central Texas.
But I'll tell you what, John, what the point is this. I'll tell you what, you and I and all of us may be starting to watch the end of it all. I mean, this is the beginning of the end. I have a tendency to believe. I got a.
If we don't do something about it, it could.
Yeah.
I'm not. I've people that listen to me know me well that I'm not a very religious fellow at all.
Gotcha.
I don't.
Me either.
Yeah, I'm not there, but. I do wholeheartedly believe in the idea of if we treat your neighbor as you would yourself, if you love thy neighbor, if you get a quarter of your field to the poor and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
We'd be a hell of a lot better world. Go ahead.
Yes,
John,
it would.
What about this one? Love your enemy.
Well, I'll tell you what we're seeing right now is we're seeing a real definition, and everybody needs to use this important word. It's called discernment, because there's so much garbage out there. And I'll tell you, there's a real struggle between light and darkness. And we know where the darkness is. We watch it on TV every day. And those that walk in the light, then they're enlightened people like you, John, and most of these people in this room.
You mean woke?
Not well. Hey, you know what? Hey, by the way, the term woke, hey, trust me, my friends, I got my eyes wide open. I'm very awake of what's going on.
I am very awake.
I
prefer to be woke. I prefer
to be woke too, because otherwise the other alternative is bury your head in the sand and don't pay attention to diddly squat.
I'm not up for that shit. I'm not up for that shit.
Neither am I.
Anyway, I guess I'm getting a signal that you better wrap this shit up because we're going overtime here.
All right. Well,
the dangerous one. I got your number. I'll call you. Yes, please. If you come on down here, we'd hook up, have a cup of coffee, whatever.
I'll take you out to lunch, my friend. I'll take you out
I'm always up for lunch. Yeah. I'm always up for lunch.
Yeah. Let's do it,
if I got time, I'll supply the lunch.
There you go. Joe can supply the lunch. Yeah.
Let's have an eclipse party. All right.
I wish we could. We got a perfect spot for it right down here.
Well, you're in Corpus Christi, so you ain't that far away, my friend, right? You're in Corpus Christi, right?
Yeah, no. As a matter of fact, Joe and I talk about there's a state park not far from. As a matter of fact, between me and Joe, Lake Corpus Christi State Park. Yeah, beautiful little state park there. We could get together there with several hundred people.
That's right. Maybe we can even get Jorge down here.
We could get Jorge down here. We could get him. Anyway, I guess we better wrap this up. We got a list to go through here to say goodbye. Adam, always a pleasure, brother. You always put a smile on my face every time you come in the room.
All right, that's good. That's good, man. Thank you so much for having me. I know I got to wrap it up short, but keep smiling, and the blue's all around us. The blue's all around us. And the sun's gonna be shining tomorrow.
Indeed.
Adam, all right, thanks, John.
Brother.
You too, brother. All right.
Ed, thank you for coming in. Always add to the conversation, my friend. I appreciate that.
John, you did forget one thing.
What?
Whatever happened to love thy enemy?
Well, you're supposed to.
You're supposed
to love thy enemy.
Yeah.
That's what, there's a lot of things that book teaches they're not too keen on anymore.
No,
by the way, the word also says don't throw your pearls before the swine, otherwise they'll be trampled. So that means your pearls are your wisdom. So don't, those people that don't want to pay attention, or those maggots, as John calls them, those poor people, you just gotta pray for those buggers that hopefully one day they will wake up.
That's what I tell people. I'll pray for you. I'm going to pray for you. You need prayer.
And Mr. Dangerous One, it's nice meeting you for the first time.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to join. And you know what?
Did you ever work in Atlanta? Did you ever work in Atlanta radio?
No, I worked up and down the West Coast, but I've been in Maui for 32 years. So that's where I live out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, to be specific. So there you go.
I love it. How's the North Shore looking right now? I know you got some big swells coming on the North Shore.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, I live right here on Maui where Jaws is, and we get 60-foot water.
I was so torn between being in Hawaii or being in Guam. Both.
It's a beautiful place, John. You're always my guest. You know, I always got a room right here for you. So anytime you want to come out, maybe you want to fly back with us. Come back.
I ain't flying nowhere. Mama don't fly. We got to go by boat. Got to go by boat. Anyway, let me see. Jorge, Tire Biter, take care of yourself. How's Nan doing? Jorge. Oh, now you.
I think he's gone.
I think he went to go grab it.
Okay, well, anyway. Joe.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother, for coming in. We appreciate it.
No problem. Hey, just give me some time, and I'll start cooking before he shows up.
Fire that pit up.
You betcha, my friend.
Put a
All
brisket
right.
on there.
Get that grill going, brother.
Oh, he's got one too. Oh, he's got one, and he knows how to use it. Anyway, Joe, take care of yourself.
I'll bring the steaks, my friend. I'll bring the steaks. I guarantee.
Oh man. All right. Did we mention it's a big pit?
Yeah, it's a big one.
I'll tell you what, make it big enough that we can throw some of them Republic Nazis in
there.
There
you go. We'll have a roasting party.
We'll cook them up.
I was thinking about roasting a whole hog.
Yeah, there you go.
What's his name? Mitch McConnell? What's his name? Mitch McConnell?
Yeah.
That's turtle. You make soup out of turtle.
Yeah, you make soup out of that. Anyway, Joe, take care of yourself. Tell Maria I give my best, brother.
All righty, I'll tell her. And maybe she got a chance, we'll make some gorditas.
Hey.
Hey, there you go.
That man eats well, let me tell y'all.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
good night, everybody.
Good night, Joe. Thank you for being here, brother. Uncle Fatty, thank you for coming in. Always good to come in here and hear your voice, brother.
Nothing better than some blue dot love, I'll tell you what.
There you go.
There was a guy a long time ago, buddy. There's a guy a long time ago, he said, be fishers of men. Save the fighting of evil for the professionals.
Here you go.
That's a good one.
There you go. That's a good one.
That is good.
Anyway,
watch out for your neighbors. Watch out for your family. Watch out for yourself.
That's right.
For your country. Watch out for your country.
Much love.
Anyway, Uncle Fatty, thank you very much, brother. Much love back to you, brother. Then let me send out a quick thank you to Keith Thompson. That Marine came back with another $2 that said Obama, Biden, or the Trump choice. Yeah, that's what it is, baby. That's what it is. Oh, that's what Obama said. Obama said Biden or Trump. That's a choice, baby. And there ain't no choice there. Anyway, thank you, Keith. Take care of yourself. Now, where was I over here? Let me see. I got John. I got Jorge. I got the dangerous one.
Hello.
Thank you for coming in. Enjoyed your conversation. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, my friend. And you know what? Keep pumping out them videos. You're a good man. And you know what?
I appreciate
you. And I know the rest of the world does too. So I'll just wish everybody here aloha for now. And as we say in Hawaii, we say a hui ho. Kako means until we meet again. So there we go.
I like it. I like
Absolutely.
it. Yes, enjoy yourself over there, brother. You're the envy of all of us. You're living in paradise.
All right.
Brother.
Well, y'all take care, huh?
You bet. You too.
Good night.
Aloha.
And let me see. And
aloha, baby.
Miss you, chick.
Did you get Craig?
Did I get Craig? Craig.
No, I'm
sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I wouldn't watch me anymore, man. I'm an asshole.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to the premiere of Left on the Table this Saturday.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Y'all look for it. I'll put out another notice tomorrow to remind you to look for Saturday. It's going to be the first episode of Left on the Table. That's when we're going to premiere it. It's going to be up there for a while. You'll be able to see it. And I want everybody to give a good listen because Bernadette and John did a fantastic job and really delved into that subject. It's really going to be great. So, Craig, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thank you.
Have a good evening, all.
You bet.
And you know how Andy Paguda's always flirting with Bernadette, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to start flirting with Mrs. Kick.
She's going to hit you with a pan.
I think it's my job, baby.
Nan's going to hit you with a pan.
She's going to be mad at me.
Yeah.
Mad. I'm going to,
don't get Nan mad. Just don't be getting Nan mad.
Don't get Nan mad.
Yeah, you're right, because she's the best one.
That's right.
Miss Nan's my baby.
Yes, she is.
and take care of that baby. And
hey, anybody to put up with me,
anybody that puts up with your ass has got
really
some damn good.
Cool. Yeah.
They
like Buster,
got some fortitude
there.
I'm sure she's a better woman than I am,
baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't think she don't. She got plenty.
Don't mess with her. Yeah.
No, that's my political advice.
I love you guys.
I love you too, Jorge. Take care of yourself, brother.
Okay.
And
we're all from the same family.
We are.
Mucho more.
One big happy family.
Big old blue dot family.
That's what we are, brother. And Mr. Chick, thank you, darling.
Oh, yes, John. You're welcome,
it's been a long
John.
one. We have gone over today.
We have. It's the long goodbye, you know.
Yeah.
It's what happens.
Yeah. When family get around the table, you know how it is. When family breaks up at the table, even it takes a half hour for Uncle Joe to get out of there. Come on, Uncle Joe.
Right?
Honk, let's go.
Put on another pot of coffee because it's gonna be a while.
It's gonna be a while. Miss Chick, thank you very much. Do you have anybody you want to call out?
I have a couple of things. It's February 1st, and I do believe it's Black History Month.
It is. February is Black History Month.
We know how they're starting to ban shit, so find some good books to read up on real Black history. There's lots of them.
One other thing, today is Free Money Day. It's actually a holiday, and they say 1 out of 7 Americans actually has money that's unclaimed. You can go to the unclaimed property, go to whatever, just figure out whatever your addresses were where you lived, and they said 1 in 7 Americans has money that the states will keep for in perpetuity, that to where they don't get rid of it, but you got to claim it, and most people get about $2,000. So today is actually Free Money Day, and that's a good day to remember.
Well, then go check the records and see if Uncle Sam owes you some money.
That's right.
I have done that, and doesn't owe me anything.
This is not going to be one of my ex-wives, right? I don't have to reclaim this. Okay, right?
No, you don't have to reclaim
No.
Okay, great. Okay, fine.
Okay.
By the way, I want one last thing. How many people out there actually watch? If you're ever going to watch a news station, do you watch News Nation at all?
News Nation. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen News Nation.
Yeah, it's good with Chris Cuomo, Dan Abrams, and Elizabeth Vargas, all ex-alumni from big networks, and they are the only news station out there that basically tells you the truth. They don't play the party game. They're right down the middle where most Americans are. About 50% of Americans, I think it's now 51%, are independents. But if you want to get the real news where people actually have fun because they laugh and joke back and forth to each other, start watching News Nation, because if you watch MSNBC, it's anti-Trump this, anti-Trump that. You watch Fox, it's I watch it for comedic value, but it's anti-Biden that. And then if you watch CNN, it's somewhere in the middle. But I guarantee you, if you start watching News Nation, you're going to start getting news, and it's a breath of fresh air. So I encourage everybody to do that.
Well, go by and check out News Nation.
I second that.
Anyway.
Well, let's move on to the goodbyes here.
Do the goodbyes, Miss Chick.
It's been a while.
Okay,
it
so
has been.
If you're going down the road and you're not biting the tires, you are not a tire biter.
That's right.
But we are. We bite the tire.
What if we piss on the tires?
He does bite the tire a lot.
Well, we
down, boy, down.
Bite it anyway.
Okay,
we love you guys.
We love you back. Good night, Miss Chick.
Okay.
Phew. Go for it.
Go do it quick, John. Quick.
All right.
We had some people share some shit.
Who shared this shit?
George Dietrich from Arkansas, Carlos McCauley from Florida, Velica from Ohio.
Oh, love it, Jellica.
Our own Velica. Stanley King from Kentucky, Paul Acovio from Texas, which he was originally from your neighborhood. You might want to look him up. He doesn't live there anymore, but he used to be in your neighborhood.
Outstanding. Yeah. It's a fine neighborhood to be from.
And our own Irene M. Lambert. She shares all of our stuff.
Irene Lambert did?
She does. She's just
She's
such a
rocking
lovely
that
lady.
T-shirt too. She is. She's been a long time Blue Dot member family, and I'm telling you, this family as it grows, those new family members, welcome to the family. It's a big one, and we have family members that have been here for 7 and going over 7 years. So yeah, this family continues to grow, but not on my doing it. It's y'all. It's this family that grows, not John. This is his family.
And remember to do 2 for Blue. Come on around. You can right now. You can share. You can subscribe. You can like on all of our platforms.
Go there.
Go to the website.
Blue Dot in Texas.
That's where John is going to release Left on the Table.
Left on the Table.
On Saturday, and also on YouTube.
On YouTube, yes, yes, we're going to put it on. We're everywhere.
Everywhere. Oh,
but go to bluedotintexas.com. We're trying to increase a little traffic on our website. You know, those are things I got to pay for, so I want to get some use out of it.
If you go over there, there's the store. You can get some T-shirts.
You can go to the store. You can go
you got the cool T-shirts, by the way, John.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank you.
that.
Wait, we got a new one coming out. We got a new one coming out, so look for that.
Maybe several new ones. Who knows?
Yeah, several. Anyway, Mr. Chick, thank you. And a big thank you to our other co-host, Bernadette, who I guess had to bow out of the room early.
Yes, she needed to go do something. Yep.
Yes, so we want to
By the way, John, I wanted to wish you a happy belated 50th anniversary, your 21st birthday.
Thank you. Buddy. Thank you. I appreciate you putting it that way, too. 71 just makes me cringe a little bit nowadays. Damn.
Yeah, baby. I'll tell you what.
It's all right, though. Kick 71's ass and move on. We adapt, we overcome, we move forward, buddy. That's what we do.
That's right. So, we do. Time moves forward with us or without us.
Without us, baby. I prefer with me. I prefer you to come with me, so let's make it all that deal. Anyway.
That's right.
Thank you all for being here, for being a part of this family, for being a part of this show. Thank you to those names going by on our Patreon members who support this show on a monthly basis. I so appreciate you. And those who donated a la carte tonight, thank you so much for keeping this show alive. We appreciate it, baby. It's how we pay the bills. And, bills, they always come.
And
anyway,
we love you and Marcia and the boys and Bob and the whole.
And Bob. Bob, let me put this public notice out there.
Good night, John. Say good night,
John. Good night, baby. Bob's doing better. We'll get more of that later.
Good night, baby.
Good night, Blue Dot family. Good night, everybody. We will see y'all later.